Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining us on 13 Plus. I'm Mary Coleman, and I am joined by Sam Almy. He is a political data analyst who wants to talk with us tonight. First of all, thank you for coming out.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you coming down all the way from Phoenix to talk with us about everything elections tonight. So we hope we can get everything that you're curious about answered. We are on Facebook Live, so if any of you want to comment and have a question, perhaps we can answer it. Feel free. I'll be looking at this to see if anyone has any questions about our elections. But we want to start our discussion with the race for U.S. House. As a lot of you know, Democratic challenger Kirsten Engel is running unopposed, and Republican Juan Ciscomani is being challenged by Kathleen Wynne. So he's the incumbent representative. I know a lot of you know the name. We want to know, does him having a challenger indicate any vulnerability with his seat this year?
I don't think there's any vulnerability with the seat specifically. He's a pretty moderate incumbent. That's not to say a Democrat cannot beat him in the general election. I'm very curious to see as to what vote percentage he gets. Is it upwards of 80? That's what former President Trump got in the presidential primary election. Mm-hmm. Is it going to be upper, or higher, or lower than that versus this the challenger he has?
Yeah, absolutely. And let's talk a little bit about Kirsten Engel, if we can. She's running unopposed for the Democrats. Any background or any info that you can give some of our viewers on her?
Yeah, again, she's a former state senator. She's been tough on the environment. She's got good pro-choice stances. This is a rematch of 2022, the first iteration of this district. This is a district that Biden won in 2020. Mm-hmm. Katie Hobbs won it. I think Adrian Fontes, Mark Kelly also won it. Okay. So having it fall off the D-Trip radar was kind of a miss last year, but this year it's certainly going to be a focus of the national campaigns.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's move on to state senate now. I know, again, another race a lot of you are keeping a close eye on. Republican incumbent Justine Wozniak faces a challenge from Vince Leach. This is a rematch of the 2022 primary when Wozniak upset Leach, who held that seat for years. But now, as you know, because we have been reporting, Wozniak is dealing with the fallout of a video showing her traffic stop from earlier this year here in Tucson. So a lot of people wondering if this is going to be enough to sway some of those voters to go back to Leach.
Well, that's a great question. It might not just be the speeding ticket alone. That came towards the beginning of early voting. People have already cast their ballots, but they may also be looking at a record in the state legislature for the last 2 years. That sort of extreme agenda may not play with a lot of the moderates in this district.
And let's now turn to Pima County. We know that there are party challenges for sheriff, attorney, and the seat for District 3 supervisor. So let's start with sheriff. Sanford Rosenthal is challenging incumbent Chris Nanos for the Democratic nomination. A lot of people wondering how vulnerable Chris Nanos is to this challenger. A lot has been going on within the jail and in the county.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an interesting case where you have a incumbent Democrat with a challenger. Chris Nanos is probably favored just simply because he is the incumbent. But again, he carries a lot of baggage of having that last 4 years of service at least. This could play out in the general as well, with maybe even a perceived weaker Democratic candidate with Nanos in the November ballot.
Yeah, lots of eyes on this one. And in the race for county attorney, there's a Republican challenger, so whoever wins between incumbent Laura Conover and Mike Jetty will be named county attorney. But what kind of challenge does Conover face from within the party? I know earlier we were talking about some of the ads that Jetty was running are a bit different than a lot of people are used to seeing.
Yeah, Mike Jetty he's a well-funded opponent. That's something you don't often see against a well-funded incumbent. This is a pretty interesting case of some of the old school Democrats that have been around the county a little while. They are pushing back against some of Laura Conover's policies. What Mike Jetty's been doing over the last month or so is spending a lot on Facebook. I've found about $10,000 worth of ads, a little under that. And they're largely targeting older voters, 55 plus, which really plays out well in this primary electorate because 62% of all returns in Pima County are 65 plus. On the other hand, in the Democratic primary universe, women make up about 54% of all returns right now. That's counter to the Republicans where it's pretty evenly balanced.
Sure.
So, those two dynamics are really going to come into play. Plus you have the the heavily partisan makeup of a primary election, so they might prefer a more progressive candidate.
Sure, yeah, lots of eyes on this race tonight. So let's go to the race for supervisor for Pima County District 3. As you know, Sharon Bronson retired after 27 years, opening up the seat for Democrats April Ignacio, Edgar Soto, Miguel Cuevas, and Jennifer Allen. Now, the winner will face Republican Janet Wittenberger, who ran unopposed. Now, what are the predictions here, Sam?
When I'm looking at this, I look at campaign fundraising, finance reports online. Jen Allen is leading there. She also has a number of endorsements from not only elected officials, but statewide organizations, progressive organizations on the left. I think she'll be the favorite here. That's not to say Miguel Cuevas and Edgar Soto are not running the same ads, kind of touting themselves, reminding people to vote. That sort of thing. I haven't seen too much from April. I know she's very popular in the Tohono O'odham communities, so getting that community out to vote is always helpful for Democratic politics.
Awesome. Well, Sam, thank you so much. We appreciate your time once again. We hope you'll join us for 13 News Live at 9 and 10, where we're going to be breaking down some of the numbers that we are getting in. Again, before we leave, we will leave you with a live look from our Mount Bigelow cam, where things are looking gorgeous out there this primary election day. Hope you all are having a great evening, and we'll see you later.